Hi, do you want to have a career of significance so that you can impact more, achieve more, influence more, and in the process you can have an accelerated growth as well for yourself. So, hi, I'm Sangeeta and I'm a leadership growth mentor, and I help you to step up confidence so that you can realize this dream in with implementing these three secrets of mine. I call them as reality check, in which you establish your difference and how you differentiate yourself. The second I call as resilience, wherein you establish whatever credibility you have. Third is reaching beyond. So that is uh, going beyond the final stage that we have achieved as a result of your reality check and establishing resilience. So let us start with the reality check thing. So we all have aspirations, and the way we respond to the circumstances, uh, the environment, right? What do we mean by that? The aspirations are what we have been having hidden behind, ourselves, within ourselves. It is hidden, and we aspire for that someday or other, so that we can achieve that level of significance, right? So how do we differentiate ourselves? That differentiation is there is to to be established. No, it is not just because just you have to know. It has to be conveyed to other people also. Other people can also should also see that you are very different. Of course, we all are born very different and we all are very unique. But given the circumstances that we have been brought up, the way we have been in the periphery, the people that we have been exposed to, the circumstances that we have gone through are all very different, and that makes us even more unique in ourselves. It might appear to be very identical situation for another person. It is, of course, the journey is might be similar for other people, but the person in that journey is very different. He is undergoing very different situation and he can relate to another person in a similar journey only. That is how we can help the other person. That is the reality check that we need to do. Whether we are in a position to help another person, because we need to learn from whatever we have gone through. Unless we learn, we cannot educate anybody, right? So that is the reality check. And the way we respond, the response pattern. Are we very reactive or we are empathic? That also we need to see, because that establishes us as an educator, a person who can be a mentor, right? So unless we are mentor to somebody else, we are not going to achieve our big dream ultimately. So to start from a very small dream, it gets established over a period of time. That is why we are aspiring for a bigger position, bigger responsibility, bigger authority, because we can impact more. So that is the first part of it. The second part is to have resilience. What does that mean? That means we need to establish our credibility, because if we prove same thing, same credentials over and over and over again, then we establish trustworthiness, dependability. We become go-to person. We become expert in that particular field. That expertise we are recognized with. We become synonymous with all that. It takes time. It takes time and patience, and every situation in life will not be the same. The challenges will be presented in different way, and we need to establish our expertise over those. And we cannot do it alone ourselves. We need to have a team which also works along with us We recognize their strength, we recognize their ability to come up with different solutions, and we leverage those capabilities into a solution which actually makes these achievements faster. And also in the process, the most significant thing that I have come across in my career is we have alternative solutions, a lot of solutions when an emergency happens. You know, we document that, and that is resilience. When we take the all people together, then there is a huge trust that gets built up, and people also want to contribute to your projects going forward. The third thing is reaching beyond. So when you are sufficiently established in a particular position, then it is your vision becomes larger, it becomes bigger, and then what happens is uh, you will the same criteria whichever you have exercised in a team setup, in a small setup, you become that same can be established in a bigger area also. So you become a bigger fish in a very small pond. So you need to migrate to another pond. So as soon as you get to another bigger area, you know the challenges will become different, and the entire cycle again starts from the beginning. You have to again differentiate yourself in that pond, and then then you have to establish your resilience within that. Then the third thing again. So this cycle repeats depending upon where you are, because every time you evolve into a bigger position, the entire exercise, the same exercises will be exercised in a very different form. And how you become different from other players, that is because of your attitude, your actions, your habits, and your perceptions. So how you respond to a certain kind of situation, how do you recognize the resources, because every opportunity can be every problem can be an opportunity, and within that whatever obstacles you are looking at can be your resource. So for example, I was working with very illiterate people, but they are very dependable if you can give them, you can train them according to their expertise. A fish cannot be asked to climb a tree, and an elephant cannot be asked to swim like a fish. Right? So these are the different traits in human beings' nature as well. So if you can recognize that, and that is the capability also we need to establish within ourselves. If you can do that, then it is your perception how you look at the other person, whether you look at it as a resource or a liability. That depends on you. So when you can do that, you can reach beyond. You can reach beyond and establish a bigger circumstance when you can achieve more. You can actually make your growth obvious because you are growing all the time. So if you want to know more about this, you can join my webinar happening every Saturday at 7:30 p.m., wherein we can discuss more about this pertaining to your own circumstances. So these circumstances, that will be very interesting for us. So first learn how to do it in the webinar. It is a learning session, and wherein you will learn a very huge amount of things. My clients are very diverse in nature. They will come up with various circumstances which might be solutions to you. And let us meet at 7:30 p.m. on Sunday.